Sometimes my mind wanders to faraway lands and dreams and hopes. Away from home, it wants to roam the planet, to move from one thing to the next. Never fully committed to this or that, always moving, searching. And maybe we're not meant to be complete or find solace. And the whole point is to always be looking, to never reach the summit, to never complete the puzzle.
What is up everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this one we're talking about a set of vintage lenses that I got from my grandpa, and these are the Pentax Super Takumars. So my grandpa used these lenses for photography back in the days in the 70s. These lenses are actually from around the 60s. So the lenses I got are the 35 f3.5, the 55 1.8, and the 135 f3.5. And then I also bought a 24 f3.5 from eBay. There are a bunch of these lenses made throughout the 60s and 70s. There's more focal length, like there's the 85, there's a 28, there's a 50, there's a 100mm macro, and there's different versions as well, depending on what year they were manufactured. But the ones I have are mostly the Super Takumars, which are pretty early versions. And the 24 I got from eBay is actually a super multi-coated Takumars. So it was made a bit later. So today we're gonna be looking at some footage and I'm gonna share my thoughts about these lenses, what I like, what I don't like, and what are the plans for the future for me with these lenses. And keep in mind, this is really like not a technical or like scientific review in any kind of way. I haven't been able to use these lenses too much, like since I got them. This is purely like first impressions, how I feel about them. So the first thing I want to say is that these lenses are built really well. It's all metal body. The focus ring is super smooth, and also it's a pretty long focus throw. It kind of changes between the lenses, but it's a pretty good focus throw, which makes it easier to focus manually. And overall, these lenses are really light and small, which could be nice or could be bad depending on the situation. Personally, I do like that they're small. For like more run and gun, one-man band kind of projects, it's easier to handle. So I do love that form factor. So these lenses are pretty sharp, which is good, especially for lenses which are that old, but then they're also not too sharp. So there's kind of a nice focus fall off, and the edges of subjects and objects are it's sharp, but there's like a nice soft fall off to it, which I really like. The contrast on these lenses is also pretty good. However, they do flare up very easily. With that being said, the flares on these lenses are absolutely beautiful. If you're going for that lens flary, dreamy kind of look, I think these are some of the best flares I've seen out of a lens set. And keep in mind, I do have the Super Takumar lenses, which are, like I said, the earlier versions. So the later versions, the Super Multi-Coated Takumars, do have multiple coatings, so contrast and flare control should be better on them. The bokeh, I think, is also really nice on all of these lenses, especially the 55. I think in general, like the 55 is my favorite with this set. Just has the most dreamy, like soft kind of look to it. And then another test I thought would be interesting was putting these lenses against a modern stills lenses like the Sigma Art. In terms of price, these lenses I've seen on eBay going for somewhere between 50 and 100 bucks. So that's pretty cheap, like pretty considerably cheap compared to other vintage lenses like the Leica R's or the Contax Zeiss. And I'm not saying these lenses are necessarily the same quality as these other lenses, but definitely the Super Takumars are considerably cheaper than all of these other options. So if you're on a budget, if you're just starting out, or you just want some like a nice set to have, like to own, I think they might be a good option considering the price. So in terms of my plans for this lens set, I'm not too sure yet, because like I said, I haven't used them that much, and I still kind of want to test them out, use them on a few projects, and understand what they bring to the table a bit better, and like what kind of projects I want to use them, which kind of projects are not really suited towards. So I'm still kind of figuring that out, but I don't really have another set of like prime lenses, honestly. So I might just buy like the, let's say maybe I buy like the 85, and then I have a 24, 35, 55, and 85, and the 135, and then maybe use that set when I don't have a budget to rent serious cinema glass. And because also these lenses, I don't know how well they're fitted to a real set, like, you know, with a focus puller, like first AC, and a big crew. Again, they're kind of small. Not sure how practical it would be to use them with anything bigger than my Pocket 4K. So maybe they'll just kind of have, they're just gonna be my set that I use for like whichever, you know, one-man band, passion projects, kind of like small stuff that I shoot. They might be really nice for that. So that's what I think is gonna happen. But again, I want to use them more. I want to see how they perform in different situations, and then I also might cinemod them in the future. If I do decide I like them and I want to keep using them, then I will cinemod them, and then they'll be even nicer. But yeah, we're gonna have to see. So yeah, that is all for this video. These are the Pentax Super Takumar lenses. Feel free to comment down below what you think of them, or what are your favorite vintage lenses. And if you want to see more of these videos, subscribe. And also follow me at Yuval896 on Instagram if you want to talk, if you want to send me a message, if you want to see what I'm up to. I'm always uploading behind the scenes from like recent projects and what I'm doing daily. So it's at Yuval896. But that is all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see all of you in the next one.